Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and I have some neat pet sitting projects today. So I am using our paper bag dies, along with our sentiment strip dies, our thanks stamp set, our thanks outline dies, our party animal tags, our scalloped circle dies, along with our stitched circle dies, our banner dies. Oh, forget about the thank you, I don't use that. And I use our, forget about that, I didn't use that. Fancy topper die and our fancy heart dies. So I've got paper traying black cardstock, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches using my Teflon bone folder and my Martha Stewart scoreboard. And all I did was quickly make an A2 size card. And then I'm taking some light brown textured cardstock from American Crafts, and it is 1/8 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card base. And I'm going to use, make one with blue. It's kind of like a steel blue color. Same deal. And I chose these colors to go with my pattern paper. The pattern paper that I use today is Recollections, and it doesn't really have a name on it, but it's sold at Michael's. It's one of their stock papers. You can sort of see it in the upper left-hand corner there. So I'm just getting this stuck down with my ATG tape. And I do make 4 cards. So I cut out the pattern paper using the fancy topper die. All my die cutting today was done with my Gemini machine, and I'm just popping it on the front. So I'm using one side on each paper there. So I've got the little cat side, the other side has the cat words, and I'm just going to stick them down quickly onto the card bases. So, you know, easy stuff. My daughter has a cat, and, you know, she's in med school, or not med school, I guess she's a doctor now. She's in her residency, and she has a few of her friends come and pet sit when she comes home or when she goes away. And she's always giving, like, you know, little gifts to her pet sitters. So I thought I'd give her a stock of little cards and gift card holders, you know, for her pet sitters. So that's what I'm working on today. So there we go. Adding them all on the front of the cards. So these are the paper bag dies, and I literally just cut one out using the pattern paper. I cut, you know, one on one side, one on the other side. So one will have the, you know, the print on the outside and the cats on the inside, and the other one will be the opposite. And I'm using score tape. That's 1/4 inch score tape, and I'm just running it along the edges of the tabs. So this is really easy to make. I do have a video on Jaded Blossom's site for the paper bag die that you could watch, but this is literally all there is to it. Super fast stuff. See? Easy. And it can fit, you know, a gift in there, a treat in there, a gift card, money, whatever you'd like to put in there. So there we are. So I'm adding more score tape to the second one. And like I said, this is so easy to do. For me, you know, I just like to get that score tape as close up to the scored line as I can, just so I have a nice, you know, tight cornered little pocket to put my stuff in. There we go. So easy. So now I also have some Nina Solar Crest 65-pound cardstock that I've cut at 4 by 5.25 inches. And I'm just going to add a 1.5 inch strip of that paper to the bottom of each one. So easy. And then I will add a 1/2 inch strip of the matching cardstock that I used on the outside of the card on the inside. But I will use the opposite on each on the inside, if you know what I mean. So if it's brown on the inside, it'll be blue and pattern paper. If it's blue on the outside, it'll be brown in the pattern paper, you know, just for a little something, something. There we go. So just adding these to the interior of my cards. So, you know, easy stuff. Just because it is a black card base, you know, it gives you somewhere to write. And there you go. So that's, you know, this is so easy. So now I'm pulling out my party animal tag stamp set. I'm using the little paw print, and I'm going to stamp onto paper tray ink white cardstock using my Misty and VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. And I'm just going to stamp out this little paw numerous times. I do make 4 cards and have 2 gift card holders, so I do stamp it out 6 times. So I just show you how I do that. I leave it in place and I kind of move my cardstock around is what I do. And it just makes things easy to quickly stamp the perfect little paw prints. So there we go. So easy stuff. So now I am using Jaded Blossom's Stitch Circle dies, and I'm using the 1.5 inch stitch circle die, and I'm cutting that out, which you saw me do. So, and I also cut out, I used a 2-inch scallop die to cut out the red poppy cardstock that's kind of hidden under the Misty there. And that's going to frame the paw print. So right now I'm just doing some stamping. I stamped the Thanks stamp set, and I used I stamped it onto paper tray ink black cardstock, and I'm using Brutus Monroe Alabaster embossing powder. There we go. And then I'm just going to melt my embossing powder using my Marvy Heat tool. I'm just using a clipboard just to hold it in place. And there we go. And then I'm going to take the outline die from the Thanks stamp set, or the Thanks outline die, and I'll tape that in place using see-through tape. And then I will run it through my Gemini machine. And there you go. So I'm going to make a bunch of those. Now I'm going to use this Thanks stamp set. I'm using the 4 pet sitting, and I'm using I think they're called Misty Corners. I'm not sure, just to line it up. There we go. And then I will go ahead and stamp that onto paper tray ink black cardstock again, using my anti-static powder tool, using my Misty and Ink on 3's Juicy ink. And then I will stamp that over and over again. I will have to stamp that 4 times for the cards and 2 more times for the treats, or the gift card holders, whatever you want to call them. And then I will use the same Alabaster Brutus Monroe embossing powder. I'm doing that over a coffee filter. There we go. I did use an anti-static powder tool first. And you know, when you're assembly lining it, this is the way to do it. And then I'm using my Marvy Heat tool to melt all that embossing powder. So there we go. And then I will be cutting this out using my sentiment strip dies. And the sentiment strip one, the one that I used, is roughly, I'm going to measure it right now, it is 2.5 inches long. It just fit my sentiment perfectly. And then I will cut those all out using my Gemini machine. So now I'm going to use my art glitter glue and stick the circular paw centers in the center of my Pure Poppy Scalloped Circle, Pure Poppy Scalloped Circles. And I'm just going to line them up and have them framed. Those are 2 inches, the scallop circles. And then I'll pop them underneath an acrylic block just to make sure they stick down well. Now I'm going to be popping up my sentiment using Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I will do the same thing with my little paw print. There we go. So this is easy peasy stuff. Just peel it all off. And then I will stick it down. You know, with those little dimensionals. Those are from Stampin' Up!, like I said. I always work on a Stampin' Up! Pad, just in case I need to line anything up. Or if I'm making a mess, it's perfect. So there we go. Now I'm going to stick that down on my card base. There we go. And I will get my little strip sentiment ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly stick it down onto the paw print, and then I will pop the whole thing up. Just it makes it a little bit easier that way. There we go. Just going to stick that down. And then I'm going to add some dimension to the back, just with strips of that same paper tray ink black cardstock. I think it's called True Black. And I'm just using my art glitter glue. I'll add a couple of layers there. And then I will use the edge of those Stampin' Up! Dimensionals just to pop up the whole thing. There we go. And that's what I'm going for there. And then I will pop that all up with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, like I said. Easy stuff. And like I said, I'm kind of assembly lining it today. So this is kind of what I do. I do make 2 kind of, like the gift card holders, both are the same basically with different paper. But for the cards, I do make them 2 versions. They're very similar. So one of them is like this with the sentiment overlapping the scallop circle. And I noticed that this is going to be a pain, so I decided to change this later. I do make 2 like this, and then I do 2 with the other design. There we go. Just trying to make sure it's straight. There we go. Alrighty. Now I'm going to be adding on some little hearts. Those are from the Jada Blossom banner dies. There's 2 sizes of hearts. I use those. And then the smallest one is from the Fancy Heart dies. You can see it up in the upper left-hand corner. I cut it all out in red poppy or pure poppy cardstock, and then I pop them out, usually with a bamboo skewer, just to, you know, so nothing gets wrecked. It's kind of what I do. There we go. So I'm just going to peel off the backing of my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I do use both sizes. There we go. And I'll pop that underneath my other sentiment using my EK Success tweezers. So there we go. So it's super easy stuff. Now, this is my other one. This is my brown one. I'm going to pop this guy up. So like I said, easy stuff. And peeling off the backing. And this is sped up, like I said. There we go. And then I'm going to use some dimension to pop up this, the rest of the sentiment there. Those are just strips of that same paper trink. I think it's true black cardstock. There we go. And then I'm going to add a strip of dimension to the back, just trimming off the edge because you don't want to waste the edges. Those are all dimension, right? So easy stuff. And then I will just put that on the left-hand side, and then I'll put some art glitter glue on the right side where it overlaps. There we go. So easy stuff, like I said. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my red or my little hearts. I will pop them all up. So, you know, easy. So you can see doing this basically for almost any thank you. You know, find a paper that kind of goes with what you're going, you know, looking for. Use the, embossing powder to heat emboss sentiments onto black cardstock. And you can make, you know, make cards for basically any occasion, just like this, assembly lining it. So easy. There we go. So now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to pop up my sentiment onto the little gift card holder. I'm going to glue down the 4 pet sitting sentiment, so thanks for pet sitting, and then I will pop up the little paw in the center. So, you know, easy, like I said, and then you can stick your gift card in the, you know, little pocket, and then you're done. So isn't that cute? I'm going to do the same thing to this one. This is the one with the writing on the outside, which is fun stuff again. I will pop up that little thanks. So this is like really repetitive. I don't know if I had to, you know, keep all this in the video, but I just wanted to show you. It is sped up, but you know, this is a really easy card, you know, little card set and little gift cards to make. Not hard at all. And then I will pop up some little hearts again onto the fronts of these little gift card holders. Right? There we go. She wants to give some gifts to the people that are looking after her little fur baby when she comes home for a visit. Isn't that cute? She actually has a cat, and they kind of cat set. Hence the cat paper, right? That's what I was going for. So there we go, and I will add the little hearts again, like I said. And there we are. And then I will add them onto the second little pocket, and then we will be set for my little gift card holders. There we go. But you know, you could easily put a little treat in there, a little gift, money, gift card holder. Now this is the optional way to do the card, a little bit of a different way. So there we go. So I'm going to pop up the 4 pet sitting. Then I'll pop up the thanks. So it'll be thanks for pet sitting right at the top right hand corner. I'm going to add a little hearts. And then you'll notice that the little paw is in the lower right-hand corner. It's just another look. Basically the same. It's just tweaked a little bit, right? It's a little bit easier. You don't have to, you know, overlay the 4 pet sitting part onto the little paw print. Just an easier way to do it. But you can see, like, this is a super easy card set to make. You could easily, like I said, do this for any occasion. There's so many occasions that these thanks stamp sets that you can make, like really. So there we go. So those are the 2 different versions. And then we have the 2 little gift card holders. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog and get inspired by everyone over there. Hop on over to the Jaded Blossom store and maybe get your hands on these products. And thank you as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Bye everyone.